beginning with recognizing where we started with this, and we've already been, because I think that's really important. And I think it is kind of remarkable that it was the Mayor Pro Tem's actual movement in 2019 that said we need to take a look at the curriculum and at the cadet classes. We went through that next year, and as part of the budget process, we did, I think, three really important things with respect to the cadet classes. The first is that we said we were going to cut three classes. We're going to take the money associated with those three classes and repurpose those dollars to other public safety expenditures that were priorities in the community. And we have seen how that $6.5 million has been redeployed for mental health intervention and housing, so that people can get out of tents and off our street corners, and housing for spouses that are being threatened in their homes. And I think that was a really good reuse of those dollars that really focused on what it takes to keep a community that safe. The second thing we did is we recognized, as part of that same action, that we would consider doing another cassette class or two in fiscal year 21. And obviously, we're not considering anything more than this one right now. But it was something that we indicated at the same time we took that earlier action that we would do. The third thing that we did back at that budget process was we cut some of the police positions, unfilled positions at the time, but we cut police positions and redesignated and identified what was our authorized personnel count at that time. And we did that after having removed those positions that we cut. I think it's important to note that even with a 144th cadet class and those cadets becoming police officers, we will still be below the authorized police count that we set at the same time that we were cutting those three police cadet classes, and at the same time that we were cutting positions on the police force. So this is entirely consistent with the actions that we took back then, because it set up what has been, I think, a pretty remarkable process to really reimagine public safety and policing in the context of public safety. And I'm really proud to live in a city that recognizes that true and real transformative change often requires some measure of disruption in order to actually do really fundamental work. You know, there are a lot of other cities that have talked about reimagining policing in the context of public safety, but very, very few of them are actually doing the work. And our community is. Our community does not want our police to be the way our community deals with and intersects with poverty. Our community doesn't want our police to be our mental health first responders. And this is the work of reimagining public safety. The work being done by the task force, our staff police monitor, the equity office, is going to help us understand what a police force looks like with those kind of responsibilities removed, better delegated. Now, there could be a day when we don't need police, and I eagerly hope for the day when we get there, but that day isn't today. And there's much work to do, but we also have to recognize that much work has already been done. We have the reports from Dr. Villanueva, Dr. Ferguson, the Community and AP Equity Assessment, the James Joyce Consulting Report, the reports from the Video Review Panel, the CVRP summary reports, plus the work that as by this blueprint still has to be done before any new cadet class starts. The city manager's blueprint, I think, recognizes the work that has been done, but also the work that still needs to be done. I think it recognizes that cadets represent probably our best chance of adding diversity onto our police force. These cadets can and must be the cultural change agents in our police force. We need to change the culture in APD, and that includes how we train and how we educate new officers. And we need to do that well. And we also need cadets and new police officers. We need to do both. And I believe the blueprint today moves us forward in a constructive way. Process isn't perfect. The path's not going to please everybody. Yet, again, there is no city in the country that is doing more than Austin in reimagining public safety. And for that, I think we should all be proud. I am. And I'm going to vote for this resolution. Councilmember Kitchen.